Today, we'll follow those hidden threads through relationships and coping habits and uncover the silent patterns that quietly steer your life. By the end of this talk, you'll see how an unseen past has been shaping your present and what you can do next. We carry the past in ways we often don't notice. The patterns, fears, and impulses that show up in our relationships, our work, and even our alone time are rarely about being broken or failing. They are stories our bodies and minds learned long ago about how to survive. Childhood trauma isn't only about big, dramatic events. It can be the repeated small hurts, the moments when a child's feelings were ignored, dismissed, or unsafe. Emotional neglect is one of these. Growing up in a home where our joy, our sadness, our curiosity, or our needs were unseen, unacknowledged, or made to feel unimportant. These experiences teach us, in the only way we know how to protect ourselves. We adapt. We shut down, we push away, we chase things that feel like relief. These survival strategies were intelligent once. They helped us stay safe, stay attached, or keep going when no one else could. But now as adults, they misfire. The protection that once kept us alive can now keep us lonely, anxious, or stuck in patterns we don't want. When we understand trauma this way, everything shifts. It's not a problem with who we are, it's a response to what happened to us. And when we see it clearly, with curiosity and compassion, we can begin to loosen the grip of old patterns. We can meet ourselves where we are, with kindness, and take the first careful steps toward freedom from habits and fears that no longer serve us. This understanding is the doorway. From here we can notice our impulses without judgment, honor the needs we learned to ignore, and begin the slow, gentle work of reclaiming trust in ourselves and in connection. Lila always felt a tug in her chest when someone showed interest, a whisper that said, "Not safe, not safe." She met David at a friend's party, tall, quiet, a little mysterious. Their first date was easy, almost too easy. He listened politely but rarely shared his own thoughts. Lila found herself smiling at his pauses, leaning in to fill the silence and feeling a strange flutter of satisfaction when he seemed distant yet attentive. It was familiar. Weeks turned into months. She noticed the little things. He often canceled plans at the last minute. Texts went unanswered for hours. And when she tried to talk about feelings, he shifted the conversation or changed the subject. Each time, her chest tightened, but instead of walking away, she adapted. She learned to measure her excitement, to soften her need, to hide the parts of herself that craved closeness. She told herself she liked independence, that his quiet was mysterious, that she could handle it. Deep down, though, she was replaying a pattern she had known since childhood. When Lila was 7, her mother was loving but often distracted. There were dinners she came home to an empty kitchen, tears brushed away quickly, conversations left half-finished. Lila learned that feelings were risky, that expressing them might be ignored or brushed aside. She learned to soothe herself quietly, to keep longing contained. Those early moments became an internal blueprint. Closeness is uncertain, attention is scarce, and love is something to negotiate carefully. In her adult relationships, that blueprint showed up as attraction to partners who were emotionally distant. She didn't seek pain, she unconsciously sought the familiar rhythms of her early world. And each relationship became a mirror, reflecting not just her partner's behavior but the echoes of what she had learned as a child. 3 insights emerge. 1. Our earliest experiences teach us subtle lessons about trust and closeness that we carry into adulthood. 2. Survival strategies, like measuring our neediness or hiding longing, were intelligent once but can limit connection later. 3. The patterns we feel stuck in aren't personal failures. They're learned responses to unmet needs. Lila started noticing these patterns in herself, how her chest tightened, how she softened her desires, how she craved what remained just out of reach. And in that noticing, a tiny door opened, suggesting that the next chapter could be different, even if she didn't yet know exactly how. Eli looked like he had it together. Every morning he woke before dawn, made coffee so strong it bit back, and checked emails before the sun even rose. His calendar was a mosaic of color-coded meetings, deadlines, and calls. Colleagues admired his focus. Friends called him disciplined, driven. At night, the quiet told a different story. He scrolled endlessly, sometimes binging series or social media until his eyes burned. On some evenings, a drink or two or more helped take the edge off the ache that surfaced when the world finally slowed. He told himself it was normal, that everyone needed an escape. But the fatigue, the restlessness, and the creeping emptiness beneath his productivity weren't distractions. They were messages his body and mind had been carrying for years. The pain wasn't a flaw. It wasn't weakness. It was a signal. Eli's coping strategies, work, scrolling, substances, had been intelligent once. They helped him survive days when attention, affection, or safety were unreliable. They muted the ache long enough to get through life. But now, those same strategies hid the very feelings that needed care, the old wounds that still whispered, unhealed. Reframing it this way, the question shifts. It's not why the addiction, but why the pain. What is your heart trying to tell you that the mind or body can't yet name? Compassion opens the space to notice without judgment, to feel without fear, to begin responding rather than escaping. You might ask yourself, when does distraction feel like relief? And when does it feel like avoidance? Where in your body do you feel tension or restlessness that might be trying to speak? Our bodies have a memory that often runs deeper than our conscious mind. Think of it like a smoke alarm brain. Even if the fire is long gone, the alarm stays wired to react at the faintest wisp of smoke. It doesn't judge, it doesn't ask permission. It simply sounds the warning it learned once was necessary. This is implicit memory, the kind of memory that lives in muscles, nerves, and heartbeats rather than words. We might forget the moment that sparked it, a dismissal, a tense silence, a sudden fear, but our body remembers. The tightening in your chest, the jittery energy, the urge to scroll, drink, or leave a room can all be echoes of experiences your mind can't fully name. For example, imagine someone flinching or freezing when a partner raises their voice slightly. On the surface, it may seem like an overreaction, but once you see it through the lens of implicit memory, it makes sense. Their nervous system is recalling a time when loud voices were unsafe. The reaction is not a flaw. It's a survival skill that has outlived its immediate danger. Understanding this connection between mind and body is hopeful. The alarm doesn't have to run the house forever. With awareness and gentle care, we can notice the signals, learn what they're trying to communicate, and slowly teach the body new ways to feel safe. We can honor the memory without letting it dictate the present. Every pause, every breath, every moment of noticing is a chance to quiet the alarm and respond with choice rather than instinct. Start by keeping a small awareness journal. Note what happens, when it happens, and with whom. Recording patterns in real time helps us see recurring triggers and reactions without judgment, giving clarity to what used to feel invisible. Next, try compassionate inquiry with yourself. Ask gentle questions like, what am I feeling right now? Where in my body do I notice it? What might this be reminding me of from the past? This approach doesn't push or blame, it simply invites curiosity, helping transform unconscious reactions into conscious understanding. Include one somatic pause each day. Take a slow breath, feel your feet on the floor, notice the weight of your body in the chair. Pausing like this anchors you in the present, signaling safety to your nervous system and reducing the grip of old automatic responses. Choose one boundary to practice this week. It could be saying no to an extra task, leaving a conversation that feels draining, or limiting time on social media. Boundaries teach your body and mind that your needs matter and that you can protect your space without guilt. Identify one safe connection to pursue: a friend, a group, or a therapist. Reaching out nurtures repair in the nervous system. Experiencing support and attunement reminds us that connection can feel safe and restorative. Each of these steps helps because they bring awareness, choice, and gentle care into everyday life, slowly rewiring patterns that once ran on autopilot. While these practices are safe and practical, professional support can provide additional guidance and safety if deeper trauma emerges. Lila and Eli carry different stories, but both show how past hurts guide present choices. One seeks love in familiar distance, the other numbs pain with distraction. The tools we've explored: awareness journaling, compassionate inquiry, somatic pauses, gentle boundaries, and safe connections, act like sunlight finding its way through cracked roots. Each small step nudges a hidden pattern into view. Each pause or choice nourishes growth that was once impossible to reach. Change is slow. Safety comes first. Tiny wins count. With patience and care, even the deepest roots can feel the light. This week, give yourself the gift of noticing. Pick one moment, a conversation, a scroll, a tension in your body, and pause. Breathe into it, name what you feel, and let yourself witness it without judgment. That single gentle act is a seed of change. Relief comes not from rushing or fixing, but from leaning into your own presence with curiosity and care. Courage isn't about leaping over the past, it's about taking the smallest step toward meeting yourself where you are.